Hello and good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to Legion Field in beautiful Roseburg, Oregon, as we bring you coverage of the 2019 Tyree Oil Father's Day Summer Kickoff Tournament as the Doc Stewarts welcome in 7 other teams for an 8-team tournament here in the early portion of the 2019 American Legion baseball season. Area 4, Area 3 represented well in this tournament. The Doc Stewarts, the third game of the day, will take on the Eugene Challengers out of Area 4. We welcome you into today's broadcast and wish you a very happy afternoon. Joey Kiran here with you on a beautiful day in the Umpqua Basin. It's a little breezy, but that helps cool it off a little bit on a day that has gotten up into the 90s. Expecting some great baseball here throughout this tournament, including tonight's matchup between the Docs and the Challengers. The Roseburg Dr. Stewarts come in 3-1 on the season. They've won their last 2 games. On the other side, the Eugene Challengers, they're 1-3 on the season, looking to snap out of a 2-game funk. We've got plenty more to come up for you here as we get things off and rolling for Game 1 for the Doc Stewarts and the Eugene Challengers here in the Tyree Oil Father's Day Summer Kickoff Tournament. This is our Supercuts pregame show in the Steel Unrun Plaza across from Starbucks on Garden Valley Boulevard. Save time and check out styles online at supercuts.com. Coming up in the pregame show, we get a chance to catch up with head coach Jeremiah Robbins as we talk about the upcoming tournament here and the competition the Doc Stewarts will see in this tournament. A lot of really good teams that'll expect to be in the state tournament coming up at the end of the season. We talked to Coach Robbins about that and a little bit more as we get ready for that pregame coach's interview. Before we take our first break of the pregame show, I want to remind everybody today's game is streaming live online at 541radio.com. If you'd like to watch the action, you couldn't make it out to the ballpark here today, or maybe it's just a little too warm for you, or if you're just stuck at work somewhere, we've got you covered. Head to 541radio.com and watch Doc Stewart's baseball all season long, and you can also find it on your smartphone, your tablet. It's easy to watch anywhere you go. Subscribe to our YouTube channel as well. That's another way to catch up with Doc Stewart's baseball throughout the summer. As we get ready for today's matchup, we'll talk with head coach Jeremiah Robbins. That's what happens next when we return after this 2-minute break. This is the Supercuts pregame show, streaming on 541radio.com and on CBS Sports Radio, 1490 The Score.
Season is finally here, but remember, respect the water. Don't swim and don't go in the water if it's under 60 degrees. Swimming in water under 60 degrees is life-threatening. It could cause hypothermia, which means your limbs paralyzed and you can't get out of the water. Each day, the water temperature of the Umpqua River will be posted on kpic.com and kval.com, and in the morning weather on KPIC. Respect the water. Know the temperature. Brought to you by the Respect the Water Safety Committee.
I am a nurse,
a firefighter,
a college student,
a mother,
and I am an American soldier.
I will always be ready
for every storm
and disaster that threatens my community.
I will always be there to protect my neighbors,
my family,
and my country.
We are the Army National Guard.
We are the Army National Guard.
We are the Army National Guard.
Visit nationalguard.com to learn more about part-time service.
Looking for more local sports coverage? CBS Sports Radio 1490 The Score has you covered. Check out our homepage at 541radio.com for sports stories, scores, and podcasts. And follow us on social media. 1490 The Score is on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. And take the station with you wherever you go with the 541 Radio app. Download the app in your smartphone's app store and get access to a live stream of the station, sports stories, podcasts, and easy messaging with the station and others.
Back here with more of our pregame on CBS Sports Radio 1490 The Score and streaming with video online at 541radio.com. The Roseburg Dr. Stewart's hosting the Tyree Oil Father's Day Summer Kickoff Tournament here at Legion Field, and Doc's getting ready for their first game against the Eugene Challengers. And Coach Jeremiah Robbins joining us here in the program. Coach, it's been a great start to the season, 1 week under the belt. How are you feeling about things? I know the team's been kind of hit and miss on who's with you through the first week, but you got a chance to see the team as a whole in the last one. How are you feeling about things so far?
Yeah, we're really excited. Our whole staff, of just the personnel we have, the attitude and effort we're starting to see on a daily basis. And since we've left on Tuesday, we had a good workout yesterday, hitting the cages again today, and this thing's starting to come together with the chemistry piece. So that's what really excites us. Guys are starting to become friends again and kind of nestling into the summer season. So we're definitely excited. We got everybody on board, and we're ready to get after it.
You had mentioned that some of your arms might have been tired. I know maybe fatigued just with all the excitement of graduation into the school year and finals, all that kind of stuff kind of coming into play. But as we get things started today, it's kind of the first big stretch of the season where you've got 8 games over the next 6 days. How do you kind of balance getting these guys maybe a little bit rested for the whole summer, which it's a short one, but it's a busy one? How do you get them rested and ready to go, but also being competitive out there?
Yeah, well, first of all, we're going to piggyback some games, and we got to look out for Monday and Tuesday with K Falls and Medford down at their yard. So we've got that in the back of our mind for sure. We'll get creative with our staff as we go through. Everybody's ready to go. By the time we get to Saturday, the kids that threw on Tuesday will be ready to go. So we're excited about that. And we'll just start plugging and chugging with our guys. I like our options, and we've talked about it early in the preseason as we were leading into the season about some of our depth on the mound and some of our two-way guys being able to come in and pitch as well. So you'll see a lot of that, especially these first 2 days, and then plug through the weekend and try to get on to Championship Sunday. But we're excited about the Arms for sure.
As you guys look at this tournament here, already underway. Here tournament we talked about a little bit. It's a pretty nice group of teams here and quality opponents that usually are there at the end of the season here in Legion baseball.
Yeah, and that's originally why we did it. Our original schedule was 4 Area 3s and 4 Area 4s. Unfortunately, Mid-Valley canceled their season, so we were able to plug in Grants Pass. So we're a little lopsided with 5 and 3, but still, to see these opponents, we know they're all going to be good. Our league's going to be a dogfight this year, and then obviously getting a taste of Area 3 as we go through. So it's a competitive State of Oregon Legion this year. So we're excited.
And then this obviously gives you guys a nice opportunity to kind of test yourself against these guys, against the other better teams around the state as well. Is there a message to the guys as you guys go into this, and just kind of not to maybe judge themselves too much, get kind of too much down on themselves if things don't go your way, or getting too much into it when you take on other teams that are pretty top here early on in the state?
We talked about that in the dugout on Tuesday when we were playing Medford. Hey, we're just playing baseball. The opponent, you start putting priority on who your opponent is and what their name is, well, you're just going to get steamrolled. So I thought the kids did a really good job of that on Tuesday. Same message today as we go through this thing. We check the schedule. We know it's the Challengers, and they're a tough team, a historic program. But at the end of the day, it's still baseball, and we got to focus on playing really good.
All right, we get ready for it today here as that's head coach Jeremiah Robbins. Thank him for his time in the pregame show. We'll get ready for first pitch coming up right around the corner. As we wrap up our Supercuts pregame show, we will get you our starting lineups here when we come back as we get ready for first pitch. Doc Stewart's their first game from the Tyree Oil Father's Day Summer Kickoff Tournament here at Legion Field. Game 3 of the day. We'll recap you on what took place in earlier games as well. As we get things underway, that wraps up the Supercuts pregame show in the Steelhead Run Plaza across from Starbucks on Garden Valley Boulevard. Save time and check out styles online at supercuts.com. Back with the Cooper's Pest Control starting lineups and first pitch after this on CBS Sports Radio 1490 The Score.
Season is finally here, but remember, respect the water. Don't swim and don't go in the water if it's under 60 degrees. Swimming in water under 60 degrees is life-threatening. It could cause hypothermia, which means your limbs paralyzed and you can't get out of the water. Each day, the water temperature of the Umpqua River will be posted on kpic.com and kval.com, and in the morning weather on KPIC. Respect the water. Know the temperature. Brought to you by the Respect the Water Safety Committee.
I am a nurse,
a firefighter,
a college student,
a mother.
and I am an American soldier.
I will always be ready.
for every storm,
and disaster that threatens my community.
I will always be there to protect my neighbors,
My family.
and my country.
We are the Army National Guard.
We are the Army National Guard.
We are the Army National Guard.
Visit NationalGuard.com to learn more about part-time service.
Looking for more local sports coverage? CBS Sports Radio 1490 The Score has you covered. Check out our homepage at 541radio.com for sports stories, scores, and podcasts. And follow us on social media. 1490 The Score is on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. And take the station with you wherever you go with the 541 Radio app. Download the app in your smartphone's app store and get access to a live stream of the station, sports stories, podcasts, and easy messaging with the station and others.
Back here at Legion Field on a beautiful day for some baseball. The Roseburg Dr. Stewart's taking on the Eugene Challengers. Game 3 of the day here at Legion Field of the Tyree Oil Father's Day Summer Kickoff Tournament. And we're excited to bring you this coverage of Doc Stewart's baseball. Let's go ahead and take a look at the starting lineups for today's matchup, brought to you by Cooper's Pest Control. Cooper's Pest Control, your locally owned bug assassins with great low rates. Give them a call at 673-0363. The team's about to take the field here. Start out with the visiting team, the Eugene Challengers, led by head coach Kenny Niles in his first year at the helm of the Challengers. He will send out a squad that starts off with Trent Keeler starting at second base. Jonathan Prescott is in right field. He'll bat second. The first baseman Cole Wilkinson hits third, followed by catcher Connor Jones. Bo Burnett is at third base, batting fifth, followed by Peyton Bracey, the DH, hitting for starting pitcher Cam Parks. C.J. Townsend, the shortstop, will bat seventh, followed by Cal Morgan, the left fielder. And in the ninth spot, rounding out the starting lineup, is the center fielder, Kyle Lund. That is your your Cooper's Pest Control starting lineup for the Eugene Challengers. For head coach Jeremiah Robbins and the Roseburg Dr. Stewarts. Leading things off is Caden Johnson, the shortstop. Cody Johnson, his older brother, will be at third, batting second. Spencer Six will DH. He'll hit in the third spot, batting for pitcher Dallas McGill. Jonathan Stone, the first baseman, hitting in the cleanup position, followed by Jet Black, the center fielder. Doran Gillespie in right field will bat sixth. Casey Pettibone, starting in left field, hits seventh. Griffin Levine is the catcher. He'll hit in the eighth spot. And in the ninth spot, the hot-hitting Jacob Luther will round out things starting at second base. That is your Cooper's Pest Control starting lineups. Give them a call at 673-0363. On the mound for the Roseburg Dr. Stewarts, as they are the home team. They'll be the home team in all three of their matchups from today through Saturday, and then based on records on Sunday, that'll be determining the home team. But the Doc Stewart's the home team. They'll take the field first wearing their home whites. On the mound, Dallas McGill, the lefty from Reedsport. 3 2/3 innings worked so far. He's got one start. He's 0-1 on the year, an ERA of 11.45. It was a tough start for him, his first for the Doc Stewarts. He got a little beat up. He'll try to rebound here today as he takes on Eugene. Behind the plate, Griffin Levine catching, his teammate from Reedsport High School. Jonathan Stone at first, Jacob Luther at second, Caden Johnson at short, Cody Johnson at third. In the outfield from left to right, you've got Pettibone, Black, and Gillespie. And that is your defensive alignment for the Doc Stewarts. And that will be how we get things started as we begin this tournament action. Wearing their red tops, gray trousers, the Eugene Challengers will dig in with Trent Keeler, the leadoff man for Eugene. First pitch from McGill is high for ball one, and we are underway. 2 games already in the books. We'll get you updated on some of those scores. The 1-0, swing and a miss for strike one for Keeler. Trent Keeler graduated from Junction City High School back in 2018. He is a UCC commit. Part of the program that had a off season here in 2019 the 2019-2020 season will be their first. The 2-1 from McGill fouled off. So the players that were on the roster for head coach Jeremiah Robbins at Umpqua Community College redshirting this year. So Keeler, familiar guy for Robbins. He's a returning player for this Eugene squad, was voted the Sky M League Player of the Year back in 2018 there at Junction City. 2-2 pitch. It's low and inside for a full count. On the mound, McGill, the lefty from Reedsport, just wrapped up his junior year. The 3-2 line drive gets into left field, and that'll be the first hit of the ball game. That means we do not have a $1,000 giveaway here today. I continue to forget to mention that before the game. It continues to not end up coming back to haunt me. 1490 The Score and the News Review are teaming up once again for our $1,000 no-hitter giveaway. If a Docs pitch a no-hitter here at home this season, one lucky fan in the stands will win a grand from 1490 The Score and the News Review. So make sure you come out to a Docs game here at home and sign up down at the souvenir booth before the start of the game. First pitch, a strike against the two-hitter Jonathan Prescott. Prescott starting in right field. Jonathan Prescott, also from Junction City, a graduate here in 2019. Swing and a miss for strike two. One on, nobody out. An 0-2 count, though, at the plate for Dallas McGill. The big lefty comes set. The 0-2. Swing and a miss for a strike three. And McGill will retire his first out with a strikeout. Don't strike out when it comes to water for your home. Trust more well drilling. Keeping Douglas County green since 1947. Call them at 541-459-4039. One down, one on. Cole Wilkinson will bat. Wilkinson, a lefty, starting at first base, takes for ball one. McGill, lefty versus lefty matchup. Wilkinson, 1-0 pitch, takes for a strike. Cole Wilkinson played at Churchill High School. That is where head coach Kenny Niles is coaching now. Wilkinson played there and graduated in 2018. He was at the University of Portland this last year. He'll take a strike on a breaking ball in the outside corner. The count goes to 1-2. Wilkinson, as a freshman at U of P, with the Pilots, got a chance to make 8 appearances on the mound, started one game, but only pitched in 11 2/3 innings. As a pickoff throw to first, Jonathan Stone applies a tag, but already back was Trent Keeler, who led off the game with a single. McGill ahead in the at-bat against Cole Wilkinson, a 1-2 pitch. That ball in the air out towards right center on the run. Jet Black won't get there in time. That one is going to roll all the way to the wall. That should score the first run of the game. Wilkinson is heading for third. And the tag not going to be able to hold on to the baseball at third. Cody Johnson had the runner, but he couldn't snag it. Jet Black firing that one back in, trying to get Wilkinson at third. It'll be a triple for Cole Wilkinson. Drives in the first run of the ball game.
Number 12, Connor Jones.
Found the alley in right center. And Keeler easily scored from first. 1-0, Eugene in front of the Doc Stewarts. Connor Jones will bat with one out and a man at third, and he takes the first pitch for strike one. The 0-1 pitch from McGill, swing and a miss. And it's an 0-2 count. 1-0 Eugene in front. Connor Jones puts the bat on the ball out to right field. That's going to have a chance to drop. It will. Another run will come in for Eugene. Taking his time and getting there. Wilkinson will come in to score. And it's 2-0 Eugene on top of the Docs. An RBI single to right field for Connor Jones. Doran Gillespie out there, getting to it quickly. Was not going to have much of a chance to get Wilkinson, who just jogged home to make it 2-0. So early on, Eugene Challengers striking against McGill. They're trying to snap a 2-game losing streak. High and inside on the pitch to Bo Burnett. Burnett from Churchill, graduating this year. his first year here with the Challengers. 1-0, swing and a miss, runner going, the throw to second, nobody was home. Griffin Levine makes a pretty nice throw down to second, but the middle infielders, neither was there covering the bag. Stolen base for Connor Jones. Jet Black backing up the play in center field. Jones only gets to second. Burnett at the plate, a 1-1 count as he took a strike. Breaking ball from McGill, misses low. 2 balls and a strike now. McGill down 2-0. His ERA continues to climb here early in the season. The 2-1 pitch. Breaking ball ends up too far inside. Didn't look like it missed by much. Cutting from the outside edge to the inside edge against a right-handed hitter. Burnett starting at third. Batting here with 1 out and 1 on in scoring position in the top of the first. The 3-1. McGill will get a strike across with a fastball. Burnett had the hitter's count there and watched a fairly straight ball at the knees go by. It's a full count pitch coming up for Dallas McGill. And he misses outside, issues his first walk. Burnett will take the trip on down to first. Jones out at second after his RBI single and a stolen base. It'll be Peyton Bracey from Willamette High School that'll bat next. He is the DH, batting for the starting pitcher Cam Parks. Doc's bats will need to do some damage against Parks, now down 2-0. First pitch to Bracey, a breaking ball for a called strike. Peyton Bracey graduating here in 2019 from Willamette High School. A familiar name, returning player for this Eugene team, and was a guy that the Roseburg Indians during the spring season were familiar with. Cody Johnson charging at third, lost his balance, and he is unable to make a play. It was a high hopper down that left field side, and Johnson charging in just stumbled with his cleats catching up in the turf, and he knocked it down. He stayed in front of it, but couldn't make the play. It'll be an infield single for Peyton Bracey. Bases are loaded with 1 away. Docs now will ask for a double play ball out of Dallas McGill as he faces the 7-hitter C.J. Townsend, who takes outside for ball 1. So McGill has not gotten himself any favors here in the first, giving up a couple of hits, but now the defense not helping him out. Takes low, does the batter, C.J. Townsend, starting shortstop, has a 2-0 count. Townsend, also from Churchill, he'll be committed to Treasure Valley Community College to play baseball. Breaking ball inside. Missing with the pitch. McGill was in the dirt. Levine behind the plate. Able to scoop that one up. That holds the runners. If that ball gets by, you've got another run coming in. As it is, a 3-0 count here. Got to get it in the zone, and there's a strike from McGill to Townsend. Bases are loaded. A walk here brings in a run. Eugene already up 2-0 here in the top of the first inning. 3-1 from McGill. Hits the top end of the strike zone to go to a full count. Gets the benefit of a strike zone that's extended up a little bit there. McGill now trying to battle back, needs a pitch for a strike. His 3-2. Got him to foul it off, and we'll do it again. Well, again, this is game number 3 from the tournament here today. Grants Pass has lost twice already. Their first 2 games of the season were here at the tournament. They lost to Medford 5-4, lost to Willamette Valley 14-3. 3-2 pitch here for McGill. That ball lined into center field. That drives in 1. Jet will come up with it, throws in. The runners all move up just 90 feet. 1 run in on the single by C.J. Townsend. And it's 3-0 Eugene. Townsend on at first, Bracey at second, Burnett at third. Scoring was Jones, and now a visit out to the mound for pitching coach Bo Kearns. That gives us a second here to let you know today's game is brought to you by Good Vibrations Solutions for home theater and automotive audio. You can feel it at Good Vibes. And today's game brought to you by Douglas County Farmers Co-op, where everyone's welcome to shop. Well, Dallas McGill struggling here early on, 3-0 the lead and only one out. That came on a strikeout against Jonathan Prescott. McGill has the only loss of the season for the Docs so far. It was not a good game for not just McGill, but for most everybody in that one. The loss against the Pabco Roofers from Lake Oswego, a 16-2 loss in that one. McGill, Zymet, and Pettibone, they all had some issues. Zymet and McGill gave up 14 runs all by themselves. McGill misses high on the first pitch to the 8-hitter Cal Morgan. Morgan with an opportunity with the bases loaded to drive in another run. He takes high again, and it's a 2-0 count. Dallas McGill trying to get through this first inning. He needs a ground ball desperately here. The 2-0 is taken for a strike on the outside corner by Morgan. Morgan, a late addition to the starting lineup in place of Preston White, who apparently had forgotten his jersey. The 2-1, squaring to bunt, taking for a strike. Morgan now with a 2-2 count. Cal Morgan from Sheldon High School, second team all-conference in the Southwest Conference. The 2-2, ground ball towards short, picked up by Johnson. And he misfires to second. Luther can't get to it. One run comes in safely. Another will come in on the throwing error. And a third run's going to come in and all the way up to third. No, they're going to say the ball got out of play, and they'll move the runners back. So Morgan will go back to second, and Townsend will go back to third. Burnett was going to score. We'll give the credit there. Peyton Bracey scores on the throwing error. Townsend goes up an extra base, and Cal Morgan going up an extra base. So that makes two more runs in, and it brings our total to 5-0 so far early on. Eugene on top of the Doc Stewarts. Lefty Kyle Lund will bat. He's the 9-hitter here in the first. Well, this is an unexpected development here to start out the day. The bunt attempt is popped up in the air down the first baseline by Lund. And it falls innocently down the first base line. The foul ball on the bunt makes it an 0-2 count here for Lund. Just one out, runners at second and third. Lund, a swing and a miss for strike three. He goes down with the second strikeout of the inning for Dallas McGill. But now we go back to the top of the lineup as they bat through.
Back to the top of the order now for Eugene.
Trent Keeler will hit again.
Trent Keeler.
Keeler had a single in the first inning. He'll swing and miss at the first one. Actually foul tips it into the glove for strike one. The 0-1 pitch beans him. And Keeler will clap his hands as he heads on down to first, getting on base safely. And you've got still two down, and now bases loaded once again.
Number 11, Jonathan Prescott.
Just been a tough way to start this game out here for the Docs and Dallas McGill. Cade Meisner is throwing in the bullpen for the Doc Stewarts. The pitch high from McGill, a 1-0 count now to Jonathan Prescott, who struck out this inning. He's hoping to not make the first and the last out. The 1-0 pitch to him. It's outside for a 2-0 count. Bases loaded with 2 down. The ball in the dirt. Squirts away from Levine. But he's able to keep it close enough to the plate. Knocked it down, slowed it down, and it does not get away very much. Runners all hold. Still the top of the first. It's already 5-0 Eugene. The 3-0 is in for a strike for McGill. Down there, Meisner soft tossing in the bullpen. 3-1 from McGill. Gets a strike on the outside corner, and he takes it to a full count. Runners will be moving on the pitch to the plate. McGill comes set. The lefty delivers. That ball fouled away. Long first inning here. It's a 2-hour time limit for the game. I believe they do not start any innings after the 2-hour time limit has come up. And this first inning's taken 15 minutes. Half an inning is taken 15 minutes. The ball squirts away. It was ball 4, I believe. So a walk will bring in a run. And it's 6-0 Eugene. Prescott will pick up an RBI. Scoring was Townsend.
Next batter, number 8.
Morgan goes to third. Keeler goes to second. Docs will have their work cut out for him here in this one. Down 6-0. It is the first inning. First pitch from McGill is outside for ball 1. And you can tell by the body language of the big man, he's hanging his head, arms are dangling. He feels a little deflated out there here with this first inning. I don't blame him. 1-0 pitch. Strike on the outside corner. To the lefty Cole Wilkinson, who had a triple to drive in the first run of the game back in here in the first. In the dirt, 2 balls and a strike. The scoreboard reads with 2 errors for the Doc Stewarts. I'm guessing they judge that ball to Cody Johnson as an error. I would disagree. 2-1. Out to left field this time for Wilkinson. That ball, fair ball into the corner. Pettibone will track it down deep in the corner in foul territory. 3 runs will score on the double by Wilkinson, and it's now 9-0, and that's going to do it for Dallas McGill. It's a double for Wilkinson. He's got a triple and a double. He just drove in 3. He's already got 4 RBI, and we're only in the top of the first. And it looks like McGill is going to get yanked here by head coach Jeremiah Robbins, and that'll bring in Cade Meisner. Docs are going to have to get some offense going as they trail big already against the Eugene Challengers. Dallas McGill makes it through 2/3 of an inning and comes out. Cade Meisner will take over when we come back. It's an early call to the pen brought to you by Shelby and Mid-Atlantic Construction. We will have the details for you when we come back after this 60-second break on 541radio.com and on CBS Sports Radio 1490 The Score.
The innocence of youth. Is there anything any better? But soon they'll be in high school and facing all the same challenges you faced. How to make friends, how to fit in, how to be cool. We want our children to have everything they'll need to live fulfilling and productive lives. Make sure the kids in your family are among the more than 120,000 participants here in Oregon who take part in high school sports or activities.
Next batter for Eugene, number 12, Connor Jones.
Oh, the day is done for Dallas McGill, and it was a short one. Well, this inning has been kind of long, but not as long as of a day for Dallas McGill as he wanted. As he comes out of the game, Cade Meisner will take over here in the top of the first. Eugene leading 9-0. Cade Meisner comes in, gets a ground ball to Cody Johnson, and that'll be an error at third base by Johnson. Connor Jones will get on. The inning continues. Cole Wilkinson, who just drove in 3 runs on a double to deep left field, moves up to third. Jones will get on at first. That'll be the second error of the ballgame for the Roseburg Dr. Stewarts. Cade Meisner from Sutherland High School making his first appearance on the mound this season for the Docs as he gets a foul ball out of Bo Burnett. Meisner has played in the field defensively, started at third base in one game so far, but he has not pitched. His 0-1 is high and inside for a 1-1 count. Meisner, a returning player for this Doc Stewart squad. Righty works out of the stretch here, and he fires a little high and outside for a 2-1 count. Meisner last year with the Doc Stewarts pitched in 10 games, had a 1-1 record, finished with 13 2/3 innings worked, had a 9.22 ERA as a ball fouled away, and he gets to a 2-2 count here against Bo Burnett. Meisner trying to wrap it up here. Runners at first and third with 2 down. The 2-2 got him looking. And Bo Burnett will strike out, and that finishes things off. But Eugene puts up a big one as they send 14 hitters to the plate in the first inning. They lead 9-0 as we go to the bottom of the first. Doc's got a lot of work in front of them as they trail against the Eugene Challengers by 9. We head to the bottom of the first here on CBS Sports Radio, 1490 The Score.
Looking for more local sports coverage? CBS Sports Radio 1490 The Score has you covered. Check out our homepage at 541radio.com for sports stories, scores, and podcasts. And follow us on social media. 1490 The Score is on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. And take the station with you wherever you go with the 541 Radio app. Download the app in your smartphone's app store and get access to a live stream of the station, sports stories, podcasts, and easy messaging with the station and others.
I am a nurse,
a firefighter,
a college student,
a mother,
and I am an American soldier.
I will always be ready
for every storm
and disaster that threatens my community.
I will always be there to protect my neighbors,
my family,
and my country.
We are the Army National Guard.
We are the Army National Guard.
We are the Army National Guard.
Visit nationalguard.com to learn more about part-time service.
Well, we'll see if the Doc Stewarts have a big comeback in them as they will face Cam Parks, the starting pitcher for the Eugene Challengers. And Parks in a really good spot. His team has gotten him out to a 9-0 lead after the top of the first inning. Caden Johnson, Cody Johnson, Spencer Six will lead things off in the bottom of the first for the Doc Stewarts. On the mound, Cam Parks. He throws in to Connor Jones behind the plate. Cole Wilkinson out at first. Trent Keeler at second. C.J. Townsend at short. Bo Burnett at third for Eugene. In the outfield from left to right, Cal Morgan, Kyle Lund, and Jonathan Prescott. For the Dr. Stewarts, for Eugene, 9 runs on 6 hits. Doc Stewart's had 2 errors in that top of the first inning. Tough way to start things out here in this one. Caden Johnson will bat. He has been swinging pretty well here to start out this season for the Doc Stewarts. He takes low and outside from Parks. Cam Parks on the mound. Righty will wind and fire. The 1-0 to Johnson is outside for a 2-0 count. Parks from North Eugene High School will be a senior next year. It's his first year here with the Challengers. It's 2-0, ground ball, third base side, gets underneath the glove at third base for Bo Burnett. And Caden Johnson will extend his hitting streak to 5 games as he gets a hit in his first at-bat. Caden Johnson came into the matchup.
Number 2, Cody Johnson.
Currently batting .533 on the season, and he gets a hit in his first at-bat. That'll help up that average and helps get the Doc Stewarts a little bit of momentum as they try to dig their way out of this 9-0 deficit. Cody Johnson will bat next, the older brother to Caden, who dives back into first on a pickoff throw by Parks. Cody Johnson, only his second game this summer for the Docs, coming back from Treasure Valley Community College. He is batting 1,000, 1 for 1 so far. First pitch, a high hopper up the middle, and it goes off the glove at second base into center field. Trent Keeler, a high bounder up the middle, and it, I think, took a short hop on him. He didn't charge it, tried to take it off of a second bounce, and he misplays it. So Cody Johnson gets on. That'll be an error for Eugene. Caden Johnson will make it to second. Spencer Six batting now for the Doc Stewarts, the lefty. First pitch to Six is in the dirt for ball one. You can get him back. There's still plenty of time to go in this game, but Docs are going to have to be vigilant here and cannot have innings where they go down quickly. Spencer Six batting a paltry 0.83 as he takes a strike on the outside corner. A 1-1 count for the Docs designated hitter. Also, he will play at catcher as well. Spencer has just one hit on the season in 12 at-bats. It has been a struggle to start, but he does have 4 RBI as he swings and misses for strike 2. Surprising to see him start out so slow here in the summer after batting over 350 during the spring season. His one hit was a double, again driven on 4 runs. He does have 2 walks, but 3 strikeouts. Hits a hard one to short. It gets through with the shortstop playing double play depth. He was out of position, and Spencer will get his first hit of the game, and that's good to see for Six. A guy that doesn't usually seem to struggle for too long. He gets on base, and it loads him up here with nobody out in the bottom of the first.
Next batter, the first baseman, number 15.
And as bleak as it seemed after the top of the first inning, the Docs at least are putting a challenge on here in the bottom of the first against the Eugene Challengers. Down 9-0, the Docs with first 3 runners on base. Jonathan Stone will bat. First pitch swinging, he fouls it back to the net. Jonathan Stone from Roseburg High School starting at first base. Headed to George Fox this year. Stone batting .231. Has 2 doubles, though, and that would be a good thing to do right now. The 0-1 pitch to him. Breaking ball high and inside. A 1-1 count. This is the Tyree Oil Father's Day Summer Kickoff Tournament. Doc Stewart's the host team. Down 9-0 here at the moment. Bottom of the first. The 1-1 from Parks. Stone pops this one high in the air. Foul territory. Chasing is Wilkinson up against the fence. He makes the catch. The throw back into the diamond. Gets away. Breaking for the plate will go Johnson. And everybody else moves up 90 feet as well. Docs get on the board. Stone fouls out. But Caden Johnson at third deked as if he was going to run. And that got Wilkinson to throw the ball to the plate, and his throw bounced and gets away from Connor Jones, and that allows Caden Johnson to score and allows everybody else to move up 90 feet. Second error of the first inning for Eugene. Cody Johnson's at third, Spencer Six at second. Batting is Jet Black. First pitch swinging for him is into right field, high in the air for Prescott. He's twisting and turning. He can't find it. Jet Black heading for second. 1 run will come in. They'll hold 6 at second. The runners were not moving on the ball in the air because they thought there was a good chance it might get caught. But out in right field, Jonathan Prescott might have lost it a bit in the sun, got twisted up, and it drops in for a double for Jet Black. He drives in Cody Johnson. Spencer Six up to third. Jet Black at second. Docs with 2 runs on the board. Tourn Gillespie batting. First pitch now for Gillespie's outside for ball 1. The 1-0 count for Gillespie. Cam Parks gets him to put it high in the air on the infield. Calling for it is Keeler at second base. He makes the catch for the second out. 2 down.
Next batter, the left fielder, number 17.
Casey Pettibone will bat next. He has not hit in a couple of games, but he started out the season great. His third game, or he's got 3 games under his belt. He's batting .308. He'll see if he can come through with 2 outs for the Doc Stewarts here in the bottom of the first. First pitch from Parks is high and away for ball 1. A 1-0 pitch. Spencer Six at third. Jet Black at second. Pettibone chasing a breaking ball. It drops out from underneath him. One count for the junior from Umpqua Valley Christian, and another breaking ball swing and a miss. So Cam Parks, he's given up a couple of runs on 3 hits here in the first inning so far, but 2 errors has not helped out Eugene. The 1-2 is in the dirt for a 2-2 count. Two balls, 2 strikes. Pettibone trying to keep this first inning going for the Docs and try and get a little bit closer. 2 men in scoring position. Takes outside, and the count goes full. Griffin Levine, the catcher, waiting on deck. He'd be the 8th hitter to the plate. Eugene sent 15 to the plate in the top of the first to build their 9-0 lead. Docs have fought their way back just a bit. The 3-2 pitch. Strike 3 called. Pettibone will go down looking on the outside corner. That finishes things off in the bottom of the first. Docs get 2 runs back on 3 hits. There were 2 errors for Eugene and 2 men left on base. We will head to the top of the second inning. Docs trail 9-2 here on CBS Sports Radio 1490 The Score.
At Brook Communications, our job is to get results for your business, period. We can take your story and tell it to the people you want to reach in a way that compels first-time clients to become repeat customers. We get them through your door so you can do what you were meant to do. Proclaim your sales message to the largest audience of any media company in Douglas County. Brook Communications dominates through the power of 5 radio stations and 541radio.com. Results amplified. Locally owned. Brook Communications.
It's easy to spot people who participated in high school sports and activities.
Right on time.
They learned important lessons like leadership, teamwork, respect.
Hey, our meeting moved to 10.
We'll be ready.
Values that last a lifetime.
We need to focus on 3 factors.
Support high school sports and activities in your community. When kids take part, they get set for life.
Peyton Bracy will lead things off for the Eugene Challengers. 9-2 our score after 1 inning of play. That is correct, 1 inning of play in. 9 runs in the first for Eugene on 6 hits, 2 errors by the Doc Stewarts. On the other side, 2 runs on 3 hits and 2 errors for Eugene. So both teams playing a little sloppy here to start, but Eugene able to take the most advantage. Cade Meisner out on the mound for the Doc Stewarts. He took over for Dallas McGill, who only lasted 2/3 of an inning. Meisner has pitched 1/3 of an inning so far. He faces Bracy for the first time, and his high fastball misses for ball 1. Doc Stewarts Baseball today brought to you by DC Farmers Co-op, where everyone's welcome to shop. Bracy had a single in the first. He swings and misses for strike 1. Had a single to the left side in the first inning. Eventually came around to score as he takes way high for a 2-1 count. Cade Meisner, a multi-sport star there at Sutherland High School. A righty on the mound, kicks and fires. He's got some good pop behind the fastball, but he misses low and outside. The count goes to 3-1. Second year on the Docs for him. He was a first-team All-District as a pitcher. So that ball beans Bracy. A 3-1 pitch, and He doesn't walk him, he beans him. And Bracey will head on down to first. Second hit batter for the Docs pitching staff. Dallas McGill hit one as well. C.J. Townsend will bat next for Eugene. He is 1 for 1 with an error, with a run scored and an RBI. He did advance around on the bases on an error at one point. Takes the first pitch for ball 1. Cade was voted the Sky-Am League Pitcher of the Year back in 2018 as he gets a strike on the outside corner. He evens up the count at 1-1. So far, the Docs pitching staff has struggled here against the challengers. Finding the strike zone's been tough. 1-1 for Meisner, squaring to bunt, but pulling it back as the pitch sails outside. Townsend will take for a 2-1 count. Nobody out with a man on at first here in the top of the second inning. Strike 2 taken by Townsend, and he's got a 2-2 count. No throwing in either bullpen at the moment. Again, the Docs have already made a change with Meisner taking over from Gill in the first. The 2-2 pitch. Fouled up in foul territory, first base side. Stone chasing it, will run out of room as that ball lands just in front of the visiting dugout down the first base side. 2-2 count as Townsend makes his way back to the box. So the final line for Dallas McGill, 2/3 of an inning work, gave up 6 hits, 9 runs, all of them earned. 2 walks, 2 strikeouts, 1 hit batter. The 2-2 for Meisner is a strikeout. Goes down looking is Townsend. Second strikeout for Meisner. 1 away. Cal Morgan will bat next, and the Docs are a ground ball away from possibly getting out of things here in the top of the second. Second strikeout for Meisner. Third strikeout and make it 4th strikeout for the Docs pitching staff. Strike on the first pitch now to the 8-hitter, Cal Morgan. Morgan reached on a fielder's choice. That was on a ball hit to shortstop Caden Johnson. He tried to go to second for the double play and threw it wide of the bag as the ball goes wide of the plate by Meisner. And the wild pitch will move Peyton Bracey up to second base. That will eliminate that automatic double play option. Bracey now into scoring position for Eugene. The Challengers already leading 9-2 in a game that has been plagued with some not sharp play so far. Afternoon heat. Docs have been here throughout the day doing the field maintenance, keeping things up and going for the tournament. Always the hard part of hosting a tourney as a ball popped up in the air on the infield down the first base line. Stone looking straight up. First baseman makes the catch, turns to look back Bracey to second base. 2 down. The 9-hitter Kyle Lund will bat next.
Next batter, number 1, Kyle Lund.
Lund struck out swinging back in the first inning. He digs back in. In fact, the Docs technically struck out the side in the first. First pitch here for Lund in the air out towards shallow left center. It drops in. Jet Black will have it. His throw to the plate. Levine waits, and he can't field the ball cleanly. Up to second will go Lund, and he's going to now race for third, and he'll get in safely. So Bracey scored on the single, and Lund will pick up an RBI. And then on the throw, he goes to second. On the overthrow, he goes to third. That'll be another error for the Doc Stewarts.
Next batter, number 3.
With the run in, it makes it 10-2 now. Eugene stretching their lead back out to 8. It was as high as 9. First pitch to the leadoff man. Trent Keeler is in for a strike. He bats for a third time. And we're here in the top of the second inning. Takes this time, and it's a 1-1 count. Keeler so far has got a single and a hit by pitch. He has scored 2 runs. Takes low and outside for ball 2. That ball rolled into foul territory by Keeler. Makes it a 2-2 count. 2 down with the man on at third for Eugene here in the top of the second. And breaking ball in the dirt for Meisner outside. Knocked down by Levine. The 3-2 pitch, high, and the walk will extend things here in the second. Keeler's now been on base 3 times. Hit by pitch, single, and a walk. Meisner issuing his first walk of the game. Jonathan Prescott will bat. He walked in the first as well as a strikeout. His walk drove in a run. He also scored a run in that first inning. First pitch outside from Meisner. So the Doc Stewart's pitching staff so far has not necessarily challenged the strike zone. Have it down with 3 walks issued, 2 hit by pitches. 2-0 count right now for Prescott. It seems as if in the at-bats that the Docs pitchers have had, they've been just battling from behind every time. The 2-0, ground ball chopper to third. Playing back on it is Johnson. His throw to first. To Stone, he scoops it out for the final out. Cody across to Stone will finish things here in the second. But Eugene gets 1 more run as they're up to 10-2, leading by 8 as we go to the bottom of the second. Doc Stewart still have their work cut out for them. Need to keep chipping away at the lead. 1 run on 1 hit, 1 Doc Stewart error, and 2 men left on base. We head to the bottom of the second inning. This is Doc's Baseball on 541radio.com and on CBS Sports Radio 1490 The Score.
It's easy to spot people who participated in high school sports and activities.
Right on time.
They learned important lessons like leadership, teamwork, respect.
Hey, our meeting moved to 10.
We'll be ready.
Values that last a lifetime.
We need to focus on 3 factors.
Support high school sports and activities in your community. When kids take part, they get set for life.
Ten to 2 our score as we start the bottom of the second. 9 runs in the first for Eugene, 1 run in the second. Doc's got 2 runs in the bottom of the first inning to get on the board and try to cut into the lead. Griffin Levine will bat first against Cam Parks. First pitch for him, he swings, hits it to third. It takes a late hop on Bo Burnett and a single into left field. So Griffin Levine wasting no time. The first pitch he gets from Parks, he gets himself on. He'll get a pinch runner out at first. Drake Bourgeois is going to be the courtesy runner. So 1 on and nobody out. Doc's, again, just trying to chip away at that deficit. Jacob Luther will bat next. And the throw goes over to first. Bourgeois back in safely. Jacob Luther has been on fire to start the season, batting .750 with 4 RBIs. Check swing here, down the third base side, foul. He'll get another chance as he stumbles down the first base line. I'm not sure what's going on with the Doc Stewarts here. They got guys stumbling all over the place. Jacob has played in both games against Medford that the Docs have played this season. He is, again, in both those games against Medford, he is 3 for 4 with 8 RBIs. Back to first base, and Bourgeois in safely just ahead of the tag. It was not off by much. At the plate, an 0-1 count for Luther. Swing and a miss for strike 2. A 0-2 count for Jacob Luther. Swings at a high fastball. That ball into foul territory. Wilkinson chasing at first, but loses the hat and loses the room. Nowhere to go as he's up against the fence. It'll be a foul ball for Luther. Steps back in with the 0-2 count. At first base is Drake Bourgeois, the courtesy runner for the catcher, Griffin Levine. 0-2 pitch for Parks. In the dirt. Behind the plate, Jones knocks it down, corrals the baseball, and holds Bourgeois. 1-2 count. This Eugene squad, a fairly large returning group for him. Could be one of the more experienced and older staffs in the Area 4 standings. The breaking ball carries outside against Luther, and he's got a 2-2 count. 11 returners on the roster for Eugene. They've also got 5 players from the class of 2018, 9 from 2019. That's a pretty old group. Line drive to left field. Luther's got his 4th hit of the season. 4th hit and 5 at-bats. Man, he is hitting it well. A single there. But somehow that one doesn't result in an RBI. I mean, every other at-bat that he's had is pretty much finished with an RBI. It's been crazy. A single to left field for Jacob Luther. Back-to-back singles here in the second for the Docs. They trail by 8, but they've got runners on, trying to just get a little bit at a time and then play some strong defense behind their pitching staff. Nobody throwing in the Docs bullpen. It looks like Cade Meisner expected to stay in the game and keep pitching, on the other side. Cam Parks has got an 8-run lead. You'd like to think that they continue to ride him for a little while here in this matchup with a stretch of the season where all these Area 4 teams are going to be playing a lot of games over the next few days. First pitch now to leadoff man Caden Johnson. Popped up behind home and into the seats. Caden Johnson had a single in the first inning. Came around to score the Docs' first run on a throwing error. I was really impressed with the way he executed his base running. There's a pop fly into foul territory, caught by Cole Wilkinson at first. And Johnson tagged at third, then deked as if he was running home to get a throw, and the throw got away, and he was able to score. 0-1 pitch to him, breaking ball, high for a 1-1 count. So smart base running, just forcing the defense to have to make a play, and if they screw up, you can take advantage, and he was able to do so. But the Docs still trailing. They're going to need more of that. Right now down 10-2. A 1-1 pitch for Cam Parks. The righty fires in. The breaking ball misses low, and it's a 2-1 count. Parks again from North Eugene High School. Listed at 6'4", 185 pounds. I thought he looked tall. 2-1 pitch. Johnson underneath that one, out towards center field. Underneath it, Lund circling, makes the catch, tagging, Bourgeois fakes, and he'll stay at second. One away, bottom of the second. Up next will be Cody Johnson. Cody is 0 for 1 in the game, reached on an error in the first inning, but came around to score later on. Hits here with 1 out and 2 on. Docs could really use those runners to come around. Parks, first pitch. Steps off. Been a warm one here today in Roseburg again, but not nearly as hot as it has been with the triple-degree temperatures we've been having. Right now listed at 88 and sunny here in Roseburg. We got up to as high as 90. First pitch for Cody Johnson. Ground ball up the middle. Could be two. Flip to second for one. The throw to first in time. 6-4-3 double play will wrap things up for the Doc Stewarts offensively here in the bottom of the second. Jacob Luther forced out at second base on that play, and that'll round up things for the Docs. They are unable to get anything across in the bottom of the second, despite the leadoff, back-to-back singles to lead off the inning. No runs on 2 hits. There were no Eugene errors, and 1 man left on base. We head to the top of the third. Docs trailing 10-2 on 541radio.com and on CBS Sports Radio 1490 The Score.
Season is finally here, but remember, respect the water. Don't swim and don't go in the water if it's under 60 degrees. Swimming in water under 60 degrees is life-threatening. It could cause hypothermia, which means your limbs paralyzed and you can't get out of the water. Each day, the water temperature of the Umpqua River will be posted on kpic.com and kval.com, and in the morning weather on KPIC. Respect the water. Know the temperature. Brought to you by the Respect the Water Safety Committee.
What rhymes with great?
Participate.
Where does greatness start? Here, in the classroom. On the stage.
In the pool. On the field. Where will your greatness take you?
To better grades.
To more friends. Yeah! Be great.
Participate! Top of the third inning now for Eugene. First batter will be Cole Wilkinson.
Top of the third inning, 10-2 our score. Eugene in front of the Roseburg Dr. Stewarts. The first pitch strike for Cade Meisner against the lefty Cole Wilkinson. Doc Stewarts Baseball today is brought to you by Mahalo Heating and Air Conditioning, your best choice for the finest indoor comfort control. Call them today at 672-6707. Swing and a miss out of Wilkinson. Cole Wilkinson, a big day for him so far, a triple and a double. He's driven in 4. Both of those at-bats against Dallas McGill. First at-bat against Cade Meisner as he fouls off a pitch towards the parking lot for strike. It stays an 0-2 count. Wilkinson has scored a run as well, but has the 4 RBIs here in the 10 runs scored so far by Eugene. A pitch high and away by Meisner. A ball and 2 strikes. He is the last batter to face Meisner for the first time. The 1-2. Swing and a miss. Meisner will get his 3rd strikeout of the game. Don't strike out when it comes to water for your home. Trust more well drilling, keeping Douglas County green since 1947.
12,
Give them a call at 541-459-4039. Meisner will now face Connor Jones, and Jones check swing high and in, and it hit the end of the bat, the nub, the button right underneath the hands for a foul ball. The 0-1 taken for a strike on the outside corner. Connor Jones, that one I had to feel like a little bit of a dangerous spot. He hits a line drive shot, and at short, Caden Johnson diving, can't get to it. Connor Jones will reach on a single, his 2nd of the game. Saying that I think that first one, if I were him, I'd have been a little bit shaken up by the fact that ball was right in on my hands as I was trying to get the bat out there a little bit.
Next batter, number 14, Bo Burnett.
Jones appears to be unfazed by it as he, on the very next pitch, lines one to left field. So 1 on, 1 away. Bo Burnett will bat. He fouls off the first pitch from Meisner. Up into the seats. They're behind the visiting dugout on the first base side. Burnett is 0 for 1, a walk and a strikeout. The 0-1 from Meisner. In the dirt, runner going. Levine has no chance at a throw. In safely goes Jones. Burnett struck out against Cade Meisner after walking against Dallas McGill. A 1-1 pitch. Breaking ball on the inside corner is called for strike 2. McGill giving up 6 hits and 9 runs in just 2/3 of an inning. 2 walks and 2 strikeouts. The 1-2. Swing and a miss. Another strikeout from Meisner. His 4th in his short inning of work. He is pitched right now 2 innings total.
Next batter, number 9.
And he will face the 6-hitter Peyton Bracey, who is 0 for 1 in the game, was hit by a pitch to lead off things in the second by Cade Meisner. He bats here for a 3rd time and takes outside. Doc's trying to keep Eugene off the scoreboard for the first time here this afternoon. 1-0 to Bracey in the air. That's going to find the alley, and Docs are not going to be able to keep Eugene scoreless here in the 3rd. A double for Peyton Bracey. He'll get in standing up. That drives in Connor Jones from second. They were playing Casey Bettibone way over towards the line in left field, and that left a huge gap in left center. Peyton Bracey hit it right there. I mean, that was wide open out there for him. He gets in with a double, drives in 1, and it's now 11-2, back to a 9-run lead for Eugene. First pitch high to C.J. Townsend. Townsend 1 for 2, struck out looking against Meisner in the second. This Eugene team racking up the hits, up to 9 now in the ballgame. Meisner misses with his breaking ball outside. The count goes to 2-0. Meisner checking second, fires, and he beans another batter, his second hit batter of his outing. 3rd hit batter for the Doc Stewart's pitching staff. Runners at first and second. This Eugene team coming off of a loss just last night. They were at home against the Corvallis Girding Builders Market men, lost 6-5 in 10 innings in that one. They are not showing any sort of rust or fatigue here today against the Doc Stewarts. 1-0 count for Cal Morgan. Morgan is 0 for 2. Reached on a fielder's choice and flew out to third base in the first base in the second. The 0-1 from Meisner, make it the 1-0. It is taken for a strike. Well, the Docs, either they're going to have a huge comeback here or they're going to have to fight their way back to try and make the championship game of their own tournament. The 1-1 from Meisner, a breaking ball, strike, top of the strike zone. 1 ball, 2 strikes for Morgan. Getting the start in left field. The 1-2 pitch. That one is a ground ball to short, picked up by Johnson. Caden over to Jonathan Stone to finish the inning. Came 1 at bat too late for the Doc Stewarts in the 4th inning. Eugene and getting another run on their tally. 1 run on 2 hits, no Doc Stewart errors, and there were 2 men left on base. We head to the bottom of the 3rd. Docs trail 11-2 here on 541radio.com and on CBS Sports Radio 1490 The Score.
Hey there, sports fans. Thanks for watching this local sporting event online at 541radio.com. Did you know there's more than one way to watch games online? You can watch games on your laptop or desktop computer, your tablet, or even your smartphone just by going to 541radio.com. But we also use YouTube to stream all of our video broadcasts, which means you could be watching this game on your big screen TV with a number of different streaming devices. You can stream our live YouTube broadcast through your PlayStation or Xbox gaming device, or through streaming devices like Google Chromecast, Apple TV, or Roku. There's plenty of ways to follow this live local sporting event. Plus, you can find past events archived on 1490 The Score's YouTube channel. Find us on YouTube and subscribe today to keep up with the latest in local sports coverage.
Also going by See the folks at the souvenir booth as well, right next to the Lions Den.
As we start the bottom of the third inning, let's take a look at our Garrettson Building Supply scoreboard update. Here from the Tyree Oil Father's Day Summer Kickoff Tournament. Medford wins the first game of the day against Grants Pass, 5-4, run in the bottom of the seventh to win it there. And Willamette Valley takes down Grants Pass 14-3 in the second game of the day. So Grants Pass goes to 0-2 in the tournament. They will not play tomorrow as they get both their games in today. Dallas will play 2 games tomorrow as they couldn't be here today. Leading things off, Spencer 6. The DH will bat. He is 1 for 1. He's got a 1-0 count. Fouls off a pitch for a 1-1 count. So ball and a strike against Spencer 6 from Cam Parks. High and away for a 2-1 count for 6. 6 batting for the starter for the pitcher. And that would be Cade Meisner now. The 2-1 delivery from Parks. Outside, and the count goes to 3-1. Garrettson Building Supply. Building relationships, building projects, building materials. Garrettson Building Supply supporting our Douglas County community for over 90 years. We'll continue to check that scoreboard throughout the tournament here. 3-1, and that ball is fouled off for 6. Gives him a full count. (3-2) pitch here coming up for Parks, and time called by Spencer 6 at the plate. The full count pitch, strike 3 called. 6 watches it go by, his 4th strikeout of the season. 1 down, Jonathan Stone will bat with nobody on base.
15, Jonathan Stone. Get your money out.
Stone is 0 for 1 in the game, flew out to first baseman Cole Wilkinson. A run did result of that play, but Jonathan Stone not necessarily the reason the run came in. First pitch fouls it off the end of the bat. Now the Legion commissioners are headed out to sell their 50-50 tickets. That's why you always should bring a couple of bucks with you when you come out to the ballpark. Help support Legion baseball here in the Umpqua Basin. Ground ball, hard hit to third, bobbled by Burnett, gets to it quickly, and is able to recover in time to throw out Stone to first. 2 down. Burnett, that one right at him. Bobbled it in and out of the glove at first, but it just sat right underneath him. Had plenty of time to pick it up and throw to first to get Stone. 2 down, nobody on. Jet Black will bat next. He had a double in the first inning that drove in a run. Right now, nobody on base for Jet as he faces Parks, who works out of the windup. First pitch is in the dirt. Of course, we always encourage the fans when you make your way out to the ball game, stop on by the Lions Den back behind the first base dugout here at Legion Field. Stop on in and get all sorts of great eats. So 1-0 pitch is low. Hamburgers, hot dogs, corn dogs, all the usual fare that you find at the ballpark. Nachos, chili fries, curly fries, chicken strips, everything. They've got all the stuff on a hot day as well. It's a 2-0 pitch. Low for a 3-0 count now to Jet Black. Umpqua Dairy ice cream, sodas, all sorts of great stuff down there for you. So make sure you stop on by the Lions Den when you're here at Legion Field if you're making your way here for the tournament this week. 3-0 from Parks. Ball 4. Jet Black will draw a 4-pitch walk. Here in the third inning, it extends it by one more batter for the Doc Stewarts. That brings up Doran Gillespie, who flew out to the second baseman in the first inning. Getting to be around that dinner time, so it's usually when you start thinking about the Lions Den, right around this time of day. Give a shout out to all the folks down there working this weekend too. Doran gets behind one, high out into left field. Cal Morgan going back, but that one hangs up in the air. And Morgan able to get underneath it. It did not have the distance to get over the top of the left fielder. Gillespie flies out to left. That will finish things off in the third. No runs, no hits, no errors. One man left on base. We are through 3 innings of play as we make our way to the second hour of this ball game. Doc Stewart's trailing 11-2 on 541radio.com and on CBS Sports Radio 1490 The Score.
The innocence of youth. Is there anything any better? But soon they'll be in high school and facing all the same challenges you faced. How to make friends, how to fit in, how to be cool. We want our children to have everything they'll need to live fulfilling and productive lives. Make sure the kids in your family are among the more than 120,000 participants here in Oregon who take part in high school sports or activities.
Leading off the top of the fourth inning.
Top of the fourth inning, Doc Stewart's in a big deficit, down by 9 against the Eugene Challengers. Kyle Lund will lead things off for the Challengers against Cade Meisner, the lefty versus righty matchup. Meisner, the righty, wins on the first pitch, getting a strike on the outside corner. That's winning the battle there. Now he's got to try and win the war. He's got an 0-1 count. Meisner gets strike 2 across. Another battle won. Can he now finish the war? I'm just going to continue with this metaphor here. I don't know where I've gotten this one from. The 0-2 pitch for Lund. Meisner out of the windup. Check swing. Did he go around? Yes, he did. And Meisner wins the war to finish the metaphor. 5th strikeout of the game for Cade Meisner. And for Kyle Lund, that's the second time he has struck out in the ball game.
Next batter, number 3, Trent Keeler.
One down, top of the lineup here. Trent Keeler will bat for a 4th time in 4 innings. He batted twice in the first. The only inning he hasn't hit in so far was the 3rd. The first pitch, line drive into left field for a base hit. So Keeler continues to find his way on base. He has 2 singles now, been hit by a pitch and walked.
Next batter, number 11, Jonathan Prescott.
That single gets out there to Casey Pettibone in left field. Jonathan Prescott will bat. Prescott is 0 for 2 with a walk and an RBI. Takes the first pitch for strike 1. His RBI came on a bases loaded walk in the first inning. The 0-1 count for Meisner. Breaking ball inside, just misses. Well, the Docs had the best overall record in Area 4 coming into today's matchup. But they may lose that title after this one if things stay in Eugene's favor. Fastball fought off right side, going down the line. Foul. Just into foul territory down that right field line. Out there, Doran Gillespie chasing for that one. So let's see here. Grants Pass went to 0-2 on the year with their 2 losses here today. Willamette Valley went to 2-1. So if the Docs lose here, they'll fall behind Medford and Willamette Valley. And they would be right there in the same region with the Eugene Challengers as a ball gets away from Meisner and he plunks Jonathan Prescott. That is the 3rd hit batter for Cade Meisner, 4th hit batter by the Doc Stewart's pitching staff. It puts runners at first and second. And with that, some action up in the bullpen now for the Docs. First pitch, line drive. One hopper gets by Luther into right field. They're going to send a runner to the plate. Stone can't cut it off. The throw not in time. Scoring from second is Trent Keeler on an RBI single for Cole Wilkinson. Prescott makes his way up to second. Wilkinson on at first. The line drive took one hop on the infield dirt into right field. Luther was running to his left, just was short by about a foot. Visit out to the mound now for Coach Kearns, out there to talk with his pitching staff. And with Kearns out there, let's go ahead and pause here to pause for a station identification. This is Doc Stewart's Baseball coming at you on 541radio.com and on CBS Sports Radio 1490 The Score. Docs are trailing 12-2 now, largest lead of the game for the Eugene Challengers. They led by 9-0 after the top of the first inning. They've continued to add. They've scored in every inning so far, getting one more here in the fourth now to lead at 12-2. Meisner stays in the game after the visit from Kearns. Coach Kearns heads back to the dugout. Doc Stewart's Baseball today brought to you by Flyaway Travel. Book your travel plans with their travel experts, now located at 1445 West Harvard Avenue in Roseburg. First pitch swinging for Connor Jones is high in the air to right field. Gillespie calling off Luther. The second baseman was out in shallow right, but Gillespie does not need the help. He makes the catch. That retires the second batter here in the fourth. Bo Burnett will bat. He is 0 for 2 with a pair of strikeouts. He does have a walk and a run scored. 2 down. Docs again trying to get out of here without giving up more in the fourth inning, but they've already given up 1 run. First pitch, check swing, grounder to first, fielded by Stone. He'll step on the bag for the easy out. Finishes things off here in the fourth inning. But once again, 6 hitters to the plate for Eugene. They score 1 run on 2 hits, no Doc Stewart errors, and there were 2 men left on base for the Challengers. We head to the bottom of the fourth inning. Docs trail 12-2. Back with more of the action for you on 541radio.com and on CBS Sports Radio 1490 The Score.
Looking for more local sports coverage? CBS Sports Radio 1490 The Score has you covered. Check out our homepage at 541radio.com for sports stories, scores, and podcasts. And follow us on social media. 1490 The Score is on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. And take the station with you wherever you go with the 541 Radio app. Download the app in your smartphone's app store and get access to a live stream of the station, sports stories, podcasts, and easy messaging with the station and others.
I am a nurse,
a firefighter,
a college student,
a mother,
and I am an American soldier.
I will always be ready
for every storm
and disaster that threatens my community.
I will always be there to protect my neighbors,
my family,
and my country.
We are the Army National Guard.
We are the Army National Guard.
We are the Army National Guard.
Visit nationalguard.com to learn more about part-time service.
Head to the bottom of the fourth inning. Today's ball game brought to you by Chuck Swarman Family Auto Repair. Are you ready to go where life takes you?
Leading off the bottom of the
Doc Stewarts trailing 12-2 in this matchup.
Luke Van Norman.
Luke Van Norman's going to come into the game. Van Norman will take over for Casey Pettibone. Coach Robbins telling me that he might start mixing in Van Norman into the outfield, and so this might be the opportunity here. We'll see if Van Norman takes over in left field defensively. Van Norman from Roseburg High School has had limited at-bats so far to start out the season. He was an infielder by trade. First pitch swinging, he fouls it away for strike 1. So Casey Pettibone 0 for 1 in the game coming out. Van Norman in. Second pitch, swing and a foul ball again. battling against Cam Parks here, who's still into the game, into his 4th inning. He's had plenty of run support, so while he maybe hasn't been his sharpest, he's given up 5 hits and 2 runs. He doesn't necessarily need to be an ace. He just has to do a good job, and the offense has really been supporting him. They're up 12-2 as he misses high and away for ball 1. Luke Van Norman batting here. The 1-2. Van Norman underneath it. That ball in the air out towards right center. Looks like the center fielder, Kyle Lund, will call for the out. He makes the catch to retire the first batter here in the 4th inning. Mentioning that Luke Van Norman might be moved out to the outfield to get some time out there. That could be partly because got word today that Zach Holland from Glide High School has decided to step away from the team as a first pitch here for Levine. Snagged at the shoe tops by Bo Burnett at third. The line drive robbing a hit there from Levine for the second out. Griffin was 1 for 1, had a hard hit ball past third the first time up. This time can't get it by Burnett at third, and there's 2 down.
Number 12, Jacob Luther.
Jacob Luther will bat, looking to continue to be hot at the plate. He is 1 for 1 with a single as well. So Zach Holland has decided to step away from the team to focus on throwing the javelin, is what head coach Jeremiah Robbins let me know. Apparently Holland has decided to pursue that at the college level and go to Oregon Institute of Technology, OIT, down in Klamath Falls to throw the javelin after winning a title in the javelin at the 2A, 1A level this year. It had not been a sport he had pursued much before, picked it up this year, and ended up winning a state title without much experience. As a ball down the right field side, just foul by Luther. That one couldn't quite sneak it in down that right field line. So while we wish Zach Holland the best in his endeavors in track and field, obviously he is a gifted athlete, can pick up the javelin and go out and win a state title and uncork some of the bigger numbers in the state this year. Good luck to him in that sport, but we'll miss seeing him in a baseball uniform this summer. The 2-1 to Luther, another one fought off down the right field side for strike 2. So tough to lose a quality talent like Zach Holland from the team, a returning guy that you figured you could rely on in the outfield. He only played in 1 game this summer for the Docs. 2-2 to Luther. Breaking ball is high for a full count, and that'll send the Eugene Challengers back to their defensive positions. They were all headed to go to the dugout there. Full count pitch here for Parks. The 3-2 with the bases empty and 2 down, time called. Luther waits, the 3-2 pitch. Ground ball goes off the glove for the pitcher, goes right to the second baseman, who fields and throws to first. Parks knocked it. Keeler was chasing the ball up the middle, but was able to redirect to get in front of the ball and makes the throw over to first base for the final out. So 1-2-3 inning there defensively for the Challengers. They lead 12-2 as we head to the top of the 5th inning in this matchup from the Tyree Oil Father's Day Summer Kickoff Tournament at Legion Field. This is Docs Baseball on 541radio.com and on CBS Sports Radio 1490 The Score.
$5 goes to me.
At Brook Communications, our job is to get results for your business, period. We can take your story and tell it to the people you want to reach in a way that compels first-time clients to become repeat customers. We get them through your door so you can do what you were meant to do. Proclaim your sales message to the largest audience of any media company in Douglas County. Brook Communications dominates through the power of 5 radio stations and 541radio.com. Results amplified. Locally owned. Brook Communications.
It's easy to spot people who participated in high school sports and activities.
Right on time.
They learned important lessons like leadership, teamwork, respect.
Hey, our meeting moved to 10.
We'll be ready.
Values that last a lifetime.
We need to focus on 3 factors.
Support high school sports and activities in your community. When kids take part, they get set for life.
Nope, that's still Cody Johnson. Doc Stewarts have made another call to the pen, brought to you by Shelby and Migulena Construction. Your local leaders for any project, big or small. 30 years of quality, affordable work. Call Shelby and Migulena or visit their website, webuildhouses.com. Noah Burke will take over on the mound for Cade Meisner, and Luke Van Norman did stay in the game in left field for Casey Pettibone. So a couple of changes there for the Doc Stewarts. For Meisner, he goes 3 1/3 innings. Gave up 5 hits over that time, 3 runs, 3 earned, 1 walk, 5 strikeouts, and 3 hit batters. First pitch for Noah Burke against Peyton Bracey is in for strike 1. As we are underway here in the top of the 5th inning. 12-2 our score. Bracey underneath one, and he's going to test Luke Van Norman right off. Van Norman in left field gets underneath it to retire the first batter. 1 out for the Docs. Well, last time the Doc Stewarts lost a game kind of in this type of fashion by double digits. They came back the next day and played pretty well. We'll hope to see something similar unless they can fight their way back here. Charging at third on a hopper. Cody Johnson will make the play across the diamond. 5-3 the put out. C.J. Townsend goes down on the first pitch. Just a bounder to third base there. So Johnson gets out number 2. And Cal Morgan, the scheduled hitter, but it will instead be a new man at the plate.
19, Preston White.
Preston White apparently got his jersey. Cal Morgan took over for White in left field because he didn't have a jersey at the start of the game. And apparently it has been delivered, and he's ready to enter the game. So no Cal Morgan. It'll be Preston White batting. He's got an 0-1 count from Noah Burke. Ground ball, third base, underneath the glove for Cody Johnson at third into left field. That'll be an error to get the man on with 2 away. So White gets on in his first at-bat.
New batter for Eugene, number 7.
1 on and 2 down. And the 9-hitter will not be Kyle Lund. It'll be a new man at the plate. Get you the identity here in a second. First pitch in for strike 1 against Dane Woodcook. They send the 9 hitting position for him. He gets one in the air out towards right center on the run. Doran Gillespie has a good look at it, and he'll make the catch. Woodcook from Willamette High School, a youngster, getting into the ball game for his first at-bat. He flies out to right field to finish things off here in the 5th. For Eugene in the top of the 5th, the first time they do not score a run. No runs on no hits. There was 1 Doc Stewart error, 1 man left on base. We go to the bottom of the 5th. Docs trailing 12-2 here on CBS Sports Radio, 1490 The Score.
It's easy to spot people who participated in high school sports and activities.
Right on time.
They learned important lessons like leadership, teamwork, respect.
Hey, our meeting moved to 10.
We'll be ready.
Values that last a lifetime.
We need to focus on 3 factors.
Support high school sports and activities in your community. When kids take part, they get set for life.
Bottom of the 5th inning, Docs trailing 12-2. Joey Kieran here with you. Josh Nelson helping out with the video production. Back in the studio, Chance Terrell on the radio production side. Tonight's game brought to you by Fisher's Hearth and Home, serving Douglas County for over 30 years with the largest selection of wood, gas, pellet, and electric stoves and fireplaces. Fisher's Hearth and Home. Oh, we start the 5th inning. Bottom of the 5th inning for the Doc Stewarts. It'll be the leadoff man, Caden Johnson. First pitch swinging off the hands in the air towards left field, going foul. And that will be strike one against Johnson. Preston White stays in the game after his hitting appearance. He goes to left field. Dane Woodcock does the same. He's out in center field. And defensively, they bring in Isaiah Lugo behind the plate to catch, taking over for Connor Jones. 0-1 pitch to Johnson, rolls one to third, bobbled by Burnett, but he stays right there with it. Fires to first to retire the first batter. One away. So one out for Caden Johnson. He is now 1 for 3 on the day, but did extend his hit streak to 5. Docs with just 5 hits in this ball game. 11 hits on the other side for Eugene. The first pitch here to Cody Johnson. That one could find the alley. On the run, Woodcook in center will pick it up as he had to trail that one into the right center alley. It's a single for Cody Johnson. He gets his second hit of the season, his first hit here today. 1 for 3 for Cody. On at first with one away. Spencer Six will bat. He's 1 for 2. They're hearing folks down on the field telling Cam Parks, who's still pitching for Eugene, to step off. Then they'll get reset here. Spencer Six digs into that left-handed batter's box. First pitch swinging, line drive over short into center field. Johnson up to second. Woodcook delivers it back in. And it's back-to-back singles for the Doc Stewarts. Spencer Six on with his second hit. He needs to break out of that funk, and that's a nice base hit there to do it. He's had a couple of good, nice knocks here today. So the Doc Stewarts get 2 runners on with 1 down.
Next batter, number 15, Jonathan Stone.
Jonathan Stone will hit. He's 0 for 2. Grounded out to third his last time up. Johnson, Cody out at second. Six at first as a swing and a miss out of Stone on a breaking ball. The 0-1 delivery here for Parks. It's outside, gets away from Lugo behind the plate, and both runners will move up 90 feet on the wild pitch. Breaking ball just carried too far outside, and Lugo tried to slide to his right, couldn't get there. Well, this has been, the offense at least for Eugene has been great. It's allowed Cam Parks to be able to make his way through this game. While he hasn't necessarily been sharp, he hasn't been terrible. But with the run support, he's been able to make his way through, and that'll help save some arms here to this week for the Eugene pitching staff in the tournament. 1-1 to Stone, a swing and a miss. So Stone now with a 1-2 count. Meanwhile, on the other side for the Doc Stewarts, they've had to go to 3 pitchers so far. That could hurt the rest of the week. The 1-2 to Stone. Outside, scooped up by Lugo on the short hop. Evens it up at 2-2. At third base, Cody Johnson. At second is Spencer Six. Docs do hope to have a deep pitching staff this season. So, feel like they should be all right, but they probably don't want to use anybody else in this game. 2-2 to Stone. Ground ball hit hard at third, snagged. And now running to the plate goes Johnson to throw to first. Not in time, a run will score. I'm not sure if Johnson thought that ball got into left field or if he thought that he had to run. But a line shot down, or a hard hit ground ball down the third base line for Jonathan Stone. He'll get a single. A great stab on the dive by Burnett at third. Johnson was heading back to the bag. Then he turned and took off for the plate. Burnett could have possibly got him at the plate. He throws to first, and he was too late to get Stone. Now a ground ball for Jet Black goes to short. They could get 2 here. They flip to second for 1. The throw to first in time will retire the side. And that'll finish things out as Jet grounds into a 6-4-3 double play. Docs get 1 run back, but it's not going to be enough here at this point in time. It does take it down to a 9-run lead as we go to the 6th. Doc Stewart's trailing 12-3. This is Doc's Baseball, streaming at 541radio.com and on CBS Sports Radio 1490 The Score.
Season is finally here, but remember, respect the water. Don't swim and don't go in the water if it's under 60 degrees. Swimming in water under 60 degrees is life-threatening. It could cause hypothermia, which means your limbs paralyzed and you can't get out of the water. Each day, the water temperature of the Umpqua River will be posted on kpic.com and kval.com, and in the morning weather on KPIC. Respect the water. Know the temperature. Brought to you by the Respect the Water Safety Committee.
What rhymes with great?
Participate.
Where does greatness start? Here, in the classroom. On the stage.
In the pool. On the field. Where will your greatness take you?
To better grades.
To more friends. Yeah! Be great.
Participate!
12-3 our score as we start the 6th inning. Eugene in front of the Doc Stewarts has been the challengers the entire way. On the mound, Noah Burke will face the leadoff man, Trent Keeler, up for a 5th time in the ball game here in the 6th, and he takes the first pitch for strike 1. This is the third pitcher he has faced. He'll take outside for a 1-1 count. Today's game brought to you by Cascade Community Credit Union, belong to Douglas County. Noah Burke came in the 5th inning. Misses high and inside here. Came in the 5th inning, pitched the entire inning. Did not give up a hit. A runner reached on an error, but did not give up a run. The 2-1 delivery. Ground ball to short. Caden Johnson to Jonathan Stone. That is the first time tonight that the Doc Stewarts will retire Trent Keeler. He had reached on 2 singles, a hit by pitch, and a walk. For the first time, he does not get on base. So 1 down. And a new batter at the plate for the Eugene Challengers. He'll take over for Jonathan Prescott. First pitch, strike 1 to Brandon Good. The 0-1 pitch misses low. 1-1 count for Good. Fastball from Burke misses low and outside. 2 balls and a strike. Brandon Good from Churchill High School. He's headed to Treasure Valley Community College to play some baseball, graduating here in 2019. First year with the Eugene Challengers. He takes low. The count goes to 3-1. Both teams starting to use their bench, with this one feeling quite one-sided. Good fouls off the 3-1 pitch. And Noah Burke will have a full count, tries to work his way back into this one and get his second out. Burke was the first pitcher to not give up a run in an inning for the Docs here tonight. 3-2. Ground ball, high hop towards second. Luther Fields throws to first for the out. 2 away. Jacob Luther ranging up the middle there. Had time to stop, plant, and throw.
Next batter, number 8, Cole Wilkinson.
2 down, and Cole Wilkinson, the left-handed hitting first baseman, steps in next. He is 3 for 4 today with a single, a double, and a triple. As he gets a lot of that one. As I was thinking, a cycle could happen if he gets one deep. He may be thinking the same thing. He rocketed that one deep down the right field side, but foul. Left-handed batter, so he's looking to go over the right field fence. 320 right down the line. The 0-1. That one, he gets roped down the right field side, foul again. It did not have the distance to get out of here. He's got an 0-2 count. No balls, 2 strikes for Burke. He winds and fires to the lefty outside. And Wilkinson, a 1-2 count with 2 down and nobody on base here in the top of the 6th inning. His team up 12-3. He takes low. Count evens up at 2-2. Coming up next, you'll have the final game of the day here from the tournament. Corvallis and Salem squaring off. 2-2 delivery from Burke. Count is full. He misses high. A full count pitch for Noah. Winds and fires. Ground ball foul down the first base side. And we'll do it again. Nobody on base here with 2 down. Wilkinson had the triple in the first that scored a run. He had a double in the first also that scored 3 runs. Struck out in the third, had a single that drove in a run in the fourth. He's had a huge game. Swings. That one down the third base line. That's a tough play to make. And Johnson will be unable to make it. That one was a swinging dribbler down the line. That had a lot of spin on it heading down that third base line. It just stayed fair. And Johnson had to react quickly and charge down the line, and unfortunately didn't get there in time. So Wilkinson doesn't get the cycle, but he gets his 4th hit of the game. Nobody on base to drive in, so he doesn't add to his RBI total, but on base with 2 down. And up next will be Isaiah Lugo, who came in defensively for Connor Jones and now gets his chance to hit. One on, 2 down. Lugo stepping into the box for the first time. Isaiah Lugo from Sheldon High School, graduating this year, earned honorable mention status in the Southwest Conference. His first year here with the Eugene Challengers. First pitch, breaking ball, beans him. First and second. That is the 5th batter hit by the Doc Stewart's pitchers today. And you got him at first and second now. Bo Burnett will hit. Burnett, the third baseman, is 0 for 3 with a pair of strikeouts. Does have a walk and a run scored. They bring in a courtesy runner for the catcher. It's the first pitch in for strike 1 against Burnett. Running at first is Hayden Brook from Sheldon, graduated in 2018, played at Lane Community College during the spring season. 0-1 pitch, reaching for it. Burnett puts it in the air, foul. It gets out of play. Count goes to 0-2. No balls, 2 strikes for the third baseman Burnett, looking for his first hit of the game, batting with 2 on and 2 out. In the top of the 6th. The 0-2 is high for a 1-2 count for Noah Burke. No action in the bullpen for Eugene. It looks like they will continue to ride Cam Parks. We thought this game may not have a chance of getting all the way through the 7th, but we're here in the top of the 6th, and we still got 20 minutes left to go on our time limit. There's a chance. It's a pitch high for a 2-2 count. Although the Docs are going to need to put together a lengthy inning if they want to fight their way back and have a chance to win this one. 2-2 count to Bo Burnett. And Noah Burke has led him back into this one as the count goes full. Burke was ahead 0-2. He has not gotten Burnett to chase anything outside the zone. Bo Burnett with a full count pitch coming with 2 outs. The 2 runners will move. That ball lined to left field. Coming in now, having to go back. That ball gets by Luke Van Norman. He has to chase it around. 1 run in, a second run will score. And I'm not sure what happened at first for Bo Burnett, but that ball rattled around in the left field. He must have fallen and lost his helmet. And he only ends up with a single, but it drives in 2. Tough ball out there that Luke Van Norman, not a traditional left fielder, he just got a little bit hung up in that one. You think maybe if it's a guy that's got a little bit more experience out there, they might have had a chance to make that play, but Van Norman watches it go over the top of him, rattles around in left field, and 2 runs come in. It's 14-3. Now at the plate, Peyton Bracey, a 1-0 count. He takes for a 2-0 count. Now, I was thinking at 12-3 that maybe the Docs can start to get Cam Parks as he wears out at the tail end of this game. Maybe they can put together a big inning. 14-3, starting to feel a little bit like it's a immovable object to try and get past there. Another ball misses. 3-0 the count for Peyton Bracey from Noah Burke. Swing and a miss. Burke will fight his way, stays alive. Apparently Peyton Bracey had the green light on a 3-0 count. The 3-1, Bracey this time to right field on the run. Gillespie won't get there in time, and it's going to roll to the wall. Bracey will have extra bases. Coming around from first, Bo Burnett will score, and it's 15-3. Eugene is putting on a bit of a slugfest here today. Noah Burke got the first 2 outs here in the 6th. Since he has given up a single, a hit by pitch, a deep single to left that drove in 2, and now a double to right center that drives in another run. 3 runs in so far. Again, 15-3 now our score. Batting is C.J. Townsend. He takes outside for ball 1. Townsend is 1 for 3 in the game. A 1-0 pitch is taken for a strike. Well, tomorrow the Doc Stewarts will try to bounce back from this unless they do it tonight. But assuming they don't, they'll be taking on the Dallas Dirtbags tomorrow, who play twice tomorrow. Docs will play at 7:30 tomorrow night, trying to get to an even 500 record here in the tournament. There's a ball outside, 2 balls, 1 strike for Noah Burke. Burke sat with 2 out. His 2-1 pitch hits the outside corner. Peyton Bracey out at second, the only man on base right now. Here in the top of the 6th inning. Eugene tomorrow. They play the Corvallis Skirting Builders Marketmen for a 3rd time this season. Ball fouled off. Stays a 2-2 count. Eugene has played Corvallis twice. I think they've won and lost against, I believe they've lost twice already against Corvallis. They lost in their last game in extra innings against Corvallis at home yesterday. 2-2 count. Chopper down the 3rd base line into foul territory. Tracked down by Cody Johnson over there, but the foul ball keeps it that way. Docs have somebody thrown in the bullpen. That might be Drake Bourgeois. Yep, it is. The righty from Riddle. 2-2 count for Burke. Misses low and outside, and the count goes full yet again. Burke with 36 pitches here in this inning. He had just 6. Now, that's probably not true. In the 5th inning, that would be kind of quick. Ground ball, 3rd base side. Picked up by Cody Johnson, who fires over to Jonathan Stone to finish things off here in the 6th inning. But with 2 outs, Eugene gets on the board with 3 more runs. They lead 15-3 as we go to the bottom of the 6th. This is Doc Stewart's Baseball on 541radio.com and on CBS Sports Radio 1490 The Score.
Hey there, sports fans. Thanks for watching this local sporting event online at 541radio.com. Did you know there's more than one way to watch games online? You can watch games on your laptop or desktop computer, your tablet, or even your smartphone just by going to 541radio.com. But we also use YouTube to stream all of our video broadcasts, which means you could be watching this game on your big screen TV with a number of different streaming devices. You can stream our live YouTube broadcast through your PlayStation or Xbox gaming device or through streaming devices like Google Chromecast, Apple TV, or Roku. There's plenty of ways to follow this live local sporting event. Plus, you can find past events archived on 1490 The Score's YouTube channel. Find us on YouTube and subscribe today to keep up with the latest in local sports coverage.
Baseball team. Cam Park still out there throwing for Eugene as we go to the bottom of the 6th inning. Today's game brought to you by Cruise Farms Market, now open for the season. Don't forget the pie. And also by Bi-Mart. Score big at Bi-Mart where you can get ready for your season for less. Well, some big breaking news in the world of college baseball here today. Actually, a couple of bits of big news for Oregon State baseball. They have found a new head coach. I'll tell you more about that here in a second. As leading things off is Tourn Gillespie for the Doc Stewarts. First pitch swinging, grounds one to left field. Docs with 9 hits in the ballgame now. Gillespie gets his first. He's 1 for 3 in the game as he leads off with a single there. Docs have been able to get runners on. They have not really been able to bring them around.
Next batter, number 7,
trailing 15-3. Luke Van Norman will bat for a second time. He flew out to center his first time up in the 4th. First pitch to the lefty, now in left field, usually at second base. Takes for strike 1. So the Oregon State Beavers name former player Mitch Canham as their new head coach. There's a pickoff throw to first, gets away. Up and running to second will go Tourn Gillespie. Chasing the ball down. Looks like a new first baseman out there. That'll be an error on the pitcher. Up to second goes Gillespie. Yeah, new man at first base. That is Corey Apker from Sheldon High School. That'll take over at first. The 0-1 pitch to Van Norman. He pulls it to Apker. He fields. He runs to the bag himself. Gets to the bag and then looks to third. He won't make the throw as Gillespie gets in safely. Ground out for Van Norman. 1 away.
Next batter, number 19, Griffin Levine.
So 1 out, man at third. Griffin Levine will bat. He has hit a couple of balls hard, got robbed of a hit his last time up. He takes outside for ball 1. So Mitch Canham is the new head coach for the Oregon State baseball program. And I was expecting this to be more of a press release about him, but it's not. It's just about his press conference coming up. But if I'm not mistaken, is a foul ball for Levine, gives him a 1-1 count. If I'm not mistaken, Mitch Canham, a former Oregon State player, will come back to lead the Beavers. That's not necessarily overly surprising, but a little bit of a surprise there. 1-1 pitch. That ball for Levine in the air to right field. Not drifting foul, and it will get out of play. So that'll be an introductory press conference coming up tomorrow at 10 o'clock there in Corvallis. Also, the other big news, Adley Rutschman is the 2019 Golden Spikes Award winner. Another big national award for Adley Rutschman, go figure. Ground ball Backhand at short. It goes off the glove for C.J. Townsend. I'm going to say a base hit there for Griffin Levine. That one deep in the hole at short for Townsend. He would have had to make a Derek Jeter-esque type throw across the diamond to get Levine on that one. And that drives in Doran Gillespie.
Next batter, number 12.
So Levine brings a run across with his base hit on. And that'll make it 15-4. A ball opposite fielder for Luther, and it's caught out there for the right fielder, Brandon Good. So 2 down as Luther flies out. 1 run has come in so far, 15-4. Docs trailing. And top of the lineup, Caden Johnson will bat again. First pitch for Cam Parks is high for ball 1. I believe if this half inning gets done in the next 9 minutes, they will start the 7th inning. Even though it takes them past the 2 hours, they'll be able to start the inning before the 2-hour timeline if they get it done here in the next couple of minutes. But they would not, as far as I usually understand the rules, a pitch low and outside to Caden Johnson, they would not start a new inning after the 2-hour time limit. But if they're still under the 2 hours, they'll start a new inning, even if it takes them over. 2-0 pitch to Johnson is high for ball 3. Getting an assist here in the booth from sports editor with the News Review Sports section, Tom Eggers. Ganem was a catcher on the Beavers' 06 and 07 title teams. I knew he was a Beaver. The 3-0 here from Parks. Johnson will take strike 1. So Mitch Ganem coming back, where he saw some glory as a player, trying to lead the Beavers back to some glory after a year that seemed pretty good most of the year, but then just finished as a dud as Johnson pops one foul and it gets out of play. That tail end of that Oregon State season, man, they struggled. I remember seeing the number at one point, but they lost like 12 out of their last 13 or something like that. Then they get swept out of the postseason, went 0-2 in the Corvallis Regional. They were hosting a regional, couldn't get a win. That was just tough there for the Oregon State Beavers baseball team here in 2019. But a new man leading the program coming up next year after Pat Casey elects to truly hang it up. 3-2 pitch to Johnson, grounds it to short, Throw to first is in time to get Johnson to wrap up the side. So there we go. The final out made in the 6th. Docs get 1 run. They trail 15-4, and they are going to say that'll do it. That will be the end of the ball game here for the Doc Stewarts today as they fall to Eugene 15-4. They won't start another one as the 2-hour time limit comes up here in this matchup. Coming up next, it'll be Corvallis and Salem to wrap up the day here at the ballpark. We encourage you to come on out and support Legion Baseball if you get a chance to do so. We'll recap this one when we come back. Doc Stewart's fall for just the second time this season, losing to the Eugene Challengers 15-4. We'll lay it out for you. We come back with your Roseburg Disposal postgame show on CBS Sports Radio 1490 The Score.
Season is finally here, but remember, respect the water. Don't swim and don't go in the water if it's under 60 degrees. Swimming in water under 60 degrees is life-threatening. It could cause hypothermia, which means your limbs paralyzed and you can't get out of the water. Each day, the water temperature of the Umpqua River will be posted on kpic.com and kval.com, and in the morning weather on KPIC. Respect the water. Know the temperature. Brought to you by the Respect the Water Safety Committee.
It's easy to spot people who participated in high school sports and activities.
Right on time.
They learned important lessons like leadership, teamwork, respect.
Hey, our meeting moved to 10.
We'll be ready.
Values that last a lifetime.
We need to focus on 3 factors.
Support high school sports and activities in your community. When kids take part, they get set for life.
At Brook Communications, our job is to get results for your business, period. We can take your story and tell it to the people you want to reach in a way that compels first-time clients to become repeat customers. We get them through your door so you can do what you were meant to do. Proclaim your sales message to the largest audience of any media company in Douglas County. Brook Communications dominates through the power of 5 radio stations and 541radio.com. Results amplified. Locally owned. Brook Communications.
What rhymes with great?
Participate.
Where does greatness start? Here, in the classroom. On the stage.
In the pool. On the field. Where will your greatness take you?
To better grades.
To more friends.
Yeah!
Be great.
Participate!
Good afternoon, everybody. Well, good evening now on a very comfortable and enjoyable night here at Legion Field. We welcome you to the Roseburg Disposal postgame show. Let them make the run to the dump for you. That's Roseburg Disposal. Well, here in the postgame show, we'll recap tonight's game for the Roseburg Dr. Stewarts. It's not one that's a pretty picture to paint for the Docs, so unfortunately that's not going to be the most fun thing to do here this evening. Doc Stewarts fall against the Eugene Challengers 15-4. Docs go to 3-2 on the year. The Challengers go to 2-3 with the victory. It snaps a 2-game streak there for the Doc Stewarts, and it snaps a 2-game losing streak for the Eugene Challengers. 15-4, the final score in this one. We'll take a look at how the scoring played out, but want to let you know tonight's game brought to you by Pepsi and Bigfoot Beverages of Roseburg. Pick up a delicious, refreshing Pepsi today. Well, as we look at how this game played out, it's our News Review Sports section game recap. For more on today's game, pick up a copy of the News Review print edition tomorrow. 9 runs in the top of the first for Eugene. That was all they would have needed. The Doc Stewarts only putting up 4 runs, so 9 was enough. But that first inning really did the Doc Stewarts in and set the tone for the ball game. Eugene scores in every inning except for the 5th. 9 runs in the first, 1 in the second, 1 in the third, 1 in the fourth, 3 in the 6th for their 15 runs, 14 hits, 3 errors in the ball game for the Eugene Challengers. On the other side for the Doc Stewarts, they scored 2 in the first. It looked like maybe, just maybe, they might be able to challenge Eugene and stay with them throughout the game, but they were shut out in the second, third, and the fourth. They get a run back in the 5th and in the 6th as they finish with the 4 runs on 10 hits. They committed 4 errors in the ball game and take the 15-4 loss here today. That is the game recap scoring recap in tonight's action. Again, brought to you by the News Review Sports section. Here in the postgame show, we'll take a look at how some of the numbers here and how a little bit more how this game played out. We'll also name our Joe's Towing player of the game for you tonight for the Doc Stewarts. But in this matchup, just a tough start for Dallas McGill out on the mound. His second straight tough start as he does not get out of the first inning. Pitches just 2/3 of an inning. Gave up 6 hits, 9 runs, 9 earned. He walked 2 and hit 1. He did have a pair of strikeouts, but just was not very clean on the mound. It didn't get a lot of help either from his teammates. 2 errors in that first inning for the Doc Stewarts, helping allow the Eugene Challengers to get quite a few runs across in the top of the first inning. Doc Stewart's got a couple of runs back in the bottom of the first, and you thought, well, maybe they can dig their way out of this one. Led off with Caden Johnson getting a single. Cody Johnson got on base due to an error, and a couple of runs would come in for the Doc Stewarts, 1 on a throwing error and 1 on a double by Jet Black. But that'd be about as much as the Docs would get the rest of the game. They scored 1 in the 5th on 3 hits, and then scored another run in the 6th on 2 hits that inning. So the Doc Stewarts get a couple of runs late, but Cam Parks was able to hold off the Doc Stewarts throughout the matchup. Gave up 10 hits, but with the way his offense produced today, he didn't have to really shut down the Docs too much. So 15-4 final score. 15 runs, 14 hits, 3 errors for Eugene, 4 runs on 10 hits, and 4 errors for the Doc Stewarts. We'll take a look at some of the individual scoring from the matchup our individual stats from the matchup, and get you all finished out with a look at tonight's game when we come back with more of your Roseburg Disposal postgame show. And we've got our Joe's Towing player of the game to get to. Stay with us, folks. More of the Roseburg Disposal postgame show after this 2-minute break on 541radio.com and on CBS Sports Radio 1490 The Score.
Season is finally here. But remember, respect the water. Don't swim and don't go in the water if it's under 60 degrees. Swimming in water under 60 degrees is life-threatening. It could cause hypothermia, which means your limbs paralyzed and you can't get out of the water. Each day, the water temperature of the Umpqua River will be posted on kpic.com and kval.com, and in the morning weather on KPIC. Respect the water. Know the temperature. Brought to you by the Respect the Water Safety Committee.
I am a nurse.
A firefighter.
A college student.
A mother.
And I am an American soldier.
I will always be ready.
For every storm.
And disaster that threatens my community.
I will always be there to protect my neighbors.
My family.
And my country.
We are the Army National Guard.
We are the Army National Guard.
We are the Army National Guard.
Visit NationalGuard.com to learn more about part-time service.
Looking for more local sports coverage? CBS Sports Radio 1490 The Score has you covered. Check out our homepage at 541radio.com for sports stories, scores, and podcasts. And follow us on social media. 1490 The Score is on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. And take the station with you wherever you go with the 541 Radio app. Download the app in your smartphone's app store and get access to a live stream of the station, sports stories, podcasts, and easy messaging with the station and others.
So, coming back here to wrap things up with the Roseburg Disposal postgame show. Let them make the run to the dump for you. Roseburg Disposal. Before we get into individual stats, let's go ahead and pause 10 seconds for station identification. This is Doc Stewart's Baseball on CBS Sports Radio 1490 The Score. Well, the Docs fall 15-4 against the Eugene Challengers to go to 3-2 on this season. The Challengers go to 2-3. Let's take a look at some of the individual statistics from this one. First for the visiting Challengers, 14 hits in the ballgame, a lot of them to go around. 2 for 3 for Trent Keeler, 4 for 5 for Cole Wilkinson, 2 for 4 for Connor Jones, 1 for 4 for Bo Burnett, 3 for 4 for Peyton Bracey, 1 for 4 for C.J. Townsend, and let's see here, 1 for 3 for Kyle Lund in there as well. A 5 RBI on the day for Cole Wilkinson, by the way, on his 4 for 5 day here at the ballpark. On the other side for the Doc Stewarts, Caden Johnson, 1 for 4, extends his hit streak to 5 games. Cody Johnson, 1 for 3. Spencer Six goes 2 for 3. Nice to see him break out of a bit of a slump there. 1 for 3 for Jonathan Stone with an RBI. Jet Black 1 for 2 with an RBI. Doran Gillespie was 1 for 3. Griffin Levine goes 2 for 3 with an RBI. And Jacob Luther goes 1 for 3 at the plate here today as well. On the mound, Cam Parks gets the win. He goes 6 innings work, gave up 10 hits, 4 runs, 2 earned. 1 walk and 2 strikeouts for him over the 6 innings of work. And for the Dr. Stewarts, Dallas McGill takes the loss, his second of the season. He goes 2/3 of an inning, gave up 6 hits, 9 runs, 9 earned, 2 walks, 2 strikeouts. Cade Meisner pitched 3 1/3 innings. He gave up 3 runs. And Noah Burke pitched 2 innings. He gave up 3 runs as well. Doc Stewart's pitchers finished with 7 strikeouts total to just 3 walks, but they also hit 5 batters. It's time now here in the Roseburg Disposal postgame show to name our Joe's Towing Player of the Game. Coming through in the clutch for you, call Joe's Towing, your local towing professionals. For the Roseburg Dr. Stewarts, coming through in the clutch for them was Griffin Levine. He earns his first Player of the Game award here tonight. He had a really nice night at the plate, hit the ball hard all 3 times. He was able to get one by at third base on his first at-bat. He worked one through in his last at-bat as well. And he had one that was really hard hit, but a line drive right at the shoe tops stolen away by Bo Burnett at third base. So Levine almost went 3 for 3 today. He ends up 2 for 3, did have an RBI, and he is your Joe's Towing Player of the Game. Well, folks, not much more really to talk about on this one. It's time to turn the page and get ready for tomorrow when the Roseburg Dr. Stewarts will take on the Dallas Dirtbags. Post-20 Dirtbags coming to town. They did not play today. They'll play 2 games tomorrow, the first game and the last game. The Eugene Challengers will play at the 5 o'clock game tomorrow against Corvallis. The Doc Stewarts will try to pick up their first win here in the Tyree Oil Father's Day Summer Kickoff Tournament. We'll see if they can get it tomorrow night at 7:30. Our pregame coverage will start at 7:15 for that game, by the way. You can watch it online at 541radio.com or listen to it here on 1490 The Score. As we wrap things up, want to say thanks to the Eugene Challengers for making the trip down here for this tournament this weekend. Appreciate them being here to be a part of this. And to all the teams taking part in the tournament, appreciate them coming down and having some fun with us here this weekend. Appreciate head coach Jeremiah Robbins and the entire Roseburg Dr. Stewart's baseball program for allowing us to bring you another season of Doc Stewart's baseball here on the radio. Thanks to Josh Nelson for help with the video production here tonight, and Chance Terrell back in the studio for the radio production this evening. And as always, a thanks to you, the fans, for tuning in for tonight's broadcast. And because, of course, without you, I'm just a guy sitting here talking to myself, and tonight it would have been a long one if I had been here all alone. So thanks so much for tuning in and enjoying tonight's broadcast with us. We'll be back on the air tomorrow when the Roseburg Dr. Stewarts take on the Dallas Post-20 Dirtbags. It's a 7:30 start time as long as things are moving along as they should, and that means our pregame coverage will start at 7:15 tomorrow night. Catch the action right here on Douglas County's home for sports, CBS Sports Radio, 1490 The Score. Alrighty, thank you very much.